We may make a upward move with the next guy, Mario Cristobal. Even though I am not a huge fan of Mario Cristobal, I don't believe that his game management blunders are really overblown. And I know that the one is focused on taking the knee or not taking the knee against Georgia Tech and that debacle. I also think about his last couple games at Oregon, in which they were annihilated by a less talented Utah team, and then they got a shot. Now, when does this ever happen in college football? When you've got the more talented team, you lose like 38-7 to Utah, and then you actually get a rematch in the conference championship game, and you get blown out just as bad. Well, that's ancient history to a certain extent. I am ranking these coaches based on what they're doing right now. And Mario Cristobal did not take over a lousy program at Miami. Manny Diaz did not win a ton of games, but they had top 15 talent. They had a top 15 roster at Miami, and it's taken Mario Cristobal a lot of time to get to the point where he went 10-3 last year after 5-7 and 7-6. So he's not exactly lighting the world on fire. And he just lost the best quarterback in the country. So we'll see if Miami can rebound from that, because they're not going to have anything close to Cam Ward, because they've got Carson Beck, who's a capable quarterback, more than capable, but is he going to be healthy? I am going to look for an opportunity to move up Mario Cristobal, because I do believe that he's better than the 44th coach in the country. But I reviewed this up and down, and I don't know that I can really... Yeah, we'll give him a few notches. We'll find a place for him. Let's see. Because he should not fall after a 10-3 season, even though Miami does benefit from playing pretty horrific schedules in the ACC. You know, who did Miami play last year that was any good? Probably the best team they played was Florida. And they caught them at the right time, the season opener. That was probably the best team they played. They didn't play SMU. They didn't play Clemson. They didn't play anybody else outside the conference. This year, they're playing Notre Dame in week 1. So Mario Cristobal, we're going to move him up. We are not going to go too crazy on the Billy Napier stretch drive, even though we did move him up quite a bit. So we're going to take Mario and lift him up to number 40. Ironically, his predecessor, Manny Diaz, is at number 44. And sometimes, I think we saw this with Bill Belichick at New England, sometimes you got to have that first head coaching experience, and maybe it doesn't work out. And maybe you learn a lot, and maybe you get a second crack at it a few years later, and you're a different guy. And Manny Diaz's first season at Duke was quite impressive. 9-4, taking over for a guy that's got a ton of respect in college football, Mike Elko. Manny Diaz's stint at Miami was not good, but it wasn't horrific. I think he takes a bad rap for basically just doing what every other Miami coach has done for the last 20 plus years. He went 21-15. He's recruited well. And again, he took a Duke team that is not loaded with talent, and he finished 9-4. So at number 41, we got Manny Diaz, and we know that he can coach defense. We know he knows defense, did a great job at Penn State and elsewhere.